We should be at the voluntary pre-kindergarten program. And if those folks come forward, it's from the state of Georgia, of course, and Michael Volner and Pam Shapiro are here to present.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's an honor to be here, not only for Pam and myself, but also for the 225,000 graduates of our pre-kindergarten program. I did pay the mayor to say this, but my background is not in education. Either my background's in criminal justice. And over the years, we've kept saying that more and more resources need to be focused on the front end of the equation, prevention. We know that for every dollar invested in quality preschool programs, that we save $7 in future social costs. In Georgia, with the advent of the Georgia Lottery for Education in 1993, we began the voyage that has led to the largest preschool initiative in the United States. We now are serving over 60,000 4-year-old children, of which 30,000 are from at-risk families. Pair that with 15,000 in the federally funded Head Start program, and we believe we are reaching the vast majority of at-risk children in Georgia. Our investment in this program is reaching $250 million annually in Georgia. The novelty of the program. Well, how do you go from starting a program in September of 1993 to serving now over 60,000 young children in September of 1997, with no state tax dollars and no funds for building classrooms? We have to make a fundamental change in our concepts of thinking. We decided to meet with the private sector, the child care and preschool industry, and ask for their involvement in this. What occurred was we immediately established the largest parental choice program in the nation. The majority of our children are being served in private preschools. Parents have now become customers. We've established school readiness goals, which we want to give all of our children those fundamental skills that will be necessary for them to achieve success in school. We also fund the salaries of teachers so that over 90% of our lead teachers are fully certified early childhood teachers. And we have developed resource coordinators to work with at-risk families and the children that we serve in order to guide those families through job skills, also labor questions, and other human service issues. Significance of the program. Honestly, our short-term results have exceeded what we ever anticipated back in September of 1993, but we are in this for the long haul, much like the mayor mentioned. What we're focusing on is making a significant impact down the road on our dropout rates, drug abuse, teenage pregnancy, and other social problems. The person behind this really was the governor of Georgia. The governor was raised in a housing project just in the shadow of the Olympic Village. And what he's trying to do to each of those 60,000 children is to teach them about hard work and perseverance and never being afraid to work as hard as possible, but never quit. What I'd like to do now is turn over to Pam to focus on what has occurred over the last 4 years in terms of results of the program.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you for having us here today. The goal of the pre-kindergarten program is to improve school success for children, and we think we've done that. Early evaluations show that kindergarten teachers rate pre-K children as more ready for school than their non-pre-K peers. Pre-kindergarten children had fewer retentions in kindergarten than their non-pre-K peers. They also had 26% fewer absences than their non-pre-K peers. In the first grade, they scored 2 months higher on a developmental profile. They outscored the national average on the ITBS scores in reading and math, and these children were all at-risk children. Parents indicated that they're pleased with the program's success, that they get what they want out of a pre-K. Key part of the program is the family support piece. We provide caseworkers for every 50 families who are at risk. These caseworkers help people access community resources, access health care, job training, and focus on parent education and parent involvement in their children's education. They also focus on the critical importance of reading. We focus on reading to parents, have the parents read to children. We furnish every program with parent handbooks, parent education tools, and that sort of thing. There again, parents have indicated that they've gotten out of the program what they meant to. And yes, it is replicable.
That's like an exclamation point at the end of the sentence. Jack?
One of the aspects of your application that I found intriguing was not just what you've done, but the long-term, the longitudinal assessment that you set into place to finally give some national data that go beyond the famous well-worn Ypsilanti experiment, which I think was 105 kids, about which a lot of people have made a lot of policy. Could you describe how you're going to do that, how that's going to be funded for a long time?
Sure.
And can you say anything more than what's happened in 1 year yet?
I'd like to start off by saying the genesis of this really came from some of the backgrounds of the people that are involved in running the program. Some of us did not come from a government background, and we felt accountability was very important in terms of spending $250 million a year alone. But secondly, we wanted to make sure we were using the taxpayers' dollars or lottery dollars in an appropriate fashion. So we decided that although studies have shown the social savings and so forth, we want to do a fairly massive longitudinal study that would follow these children not only hopefully through the first 12 years, but as you may know, Georgia has the Hope Scholarship Program. We want to follow them through college or technical institute. So we want a long-term investment. In terms of where the money's coming from, we have taken that out of our administrative budget. We feel that's a priority of the program.
But those children in that longitudinal study just began kindergarten this year.
Dick Hatchett.
I was just wondering, you said that all of these children are at-risk children, but you also say it's available to every child.
All of the children for whom I have that initial evaluation data were at risk.
Okay.
The program started for at-risk only children and has grown to universal service.
Antonia?
It's a two-part question. You indicate that you contract out a lot of the service.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you ensure quality and consistency?
Very, very good question on quality and consistency. Really what we have are field representatives that go out and visit each center 4 times a year. I don't want to go into the bureaucratic ways that we handle this, but in essence what we will do is pull a program's license to operate, because we also license the private daycare centers as well. So we have the ability to pull their license or certainly pull the funding from the preschool program. But more importantly than that, you've got to remember they are competing now with the public sector and vice versa. The public sector is competing with the private sector. So word spreads very quickly that this program is an outstanding program and parents can make that choice. But we are striving to make sure we have quality programs throughout the state.
Bill Klingon.
Other than the numbers of children who are served with Perfect, how does this differ from Head Start programs or other programs, comparable programs in terms of innovation?
Yes, sir. Well, what we decided to do, number one, Head Start focuses on at-risk children and provides generally a half-day program, at least in Georgia. What we felt we wanted to do was give the children a full-day program and make it universally accessible to all children in the state. We felt as though we just didn't want to have one component of the population, regardless of who that is, that would benefit. We wanted to make it universal. Okay?
Those are all good points. In addition, Georgia was only serving 13,000 to 15,000 4-year-olds in Head Start. We've picked up another 20,000 to 25,000 low-income at-risk children with this program.
We believe we have 45,000 to 50,000 at-risk children in Georgia. We know we're serving 30,000 in our program. We believe about 15,000 children are being served in Head Start. So we're serving the vast majority of at-risk children.
We have time for two more brief questions from Margo and then from Don McKenna.
I had a question about the way you're funding this program through the lottery. Do you know of other states that are doing, or cities that are funding through a lottery, a program like this for young children?
We've talked to 37 other states that have a lottery. The unfortunate thing is, once you start a lottery and utilize those funds for whatever purposes, it's too late to shift. One question we're always asked is, why is the Georgia Lottery one of the most popular lotteries in the country? And I think two reasons would be the pre-kindergarten program and the Hope Scholarship program.
Don?
I was going to ask about the lottery too. In some states, the lottery funds are going down. What are you going to do then?
Well, back in the first year when we had to sell this to the General Assembly, everyone said the second, third, and fourth years lottery funds would go down. In fact, we were setting records every single year. We believe that the people in Georgia, and we've done polls